I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Friends of Gameology, hosted by MoonlightCrew.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Before we get to cashing guns, I've got Thor, and Molly's got a little pterodactyl. Because pterodactyl needs to be asleep, and Thor needs to stay awake so we can sleep through the night.
Yeah. So.
Cash and Guns First Edition is a game in which you take your gun and you point it at somebody, and then you reveal, did you play a bang, bang, bang? Did you play a bang, or did you just play a click? And why are you doing this? Because you're dividing up the loot. You've got the 20 grands, the 10 grands, and the 5 grands, and they have to be divided equally. So after it's all over, whoever was shot and gets a bullet wound, and whoever cowered it out to get minus 5,000 at the end of the game, do not partake in the share, and whoever does gets the loot. And then whoever has the most loot at the end wins. So after each round, get 5 more loot, and pick a new card. The other cards go in the center, and you go again. So, simplicity versus complexity.
This game is pretty simple. You, on the count of 3, well, you put the loot out, see, if you really want it or if you don't, if you can part with it. You pick a card. So, a click, like those cards Tom said, and then you point on count of 3. 1, 2, 3, point. And then you see, and then you can choose to cower out or not. And then you see if someone's died or got shot.
When you cowered out, 1, 2, 3.
You put your guns down, all at the same. It has to be at the same time. And so, because the timing, it might be a little complex, but this is a pretty simple introductory game. So I'll take that back. It's not complex at all. And so, those are the rules. And so, pretty simple.
This game is simple and easy to teach to new gamers, easy to play right out of the box. The one thing that I typically do, we have these powers here. They're all different. And I typically teach people how to play the basic game first and then throw the powers in. Everybody gets a unique power, and it's pretty cool. Luck versus strategy.
Ooh, this game, it has strategy. That's why the loot is put out first, so you can decide what you want to do. And there's strategy, especially when you add in the powers. There's strategy in, if you got the power that needs someone to die so you can take their gun and have 2 guns, then you have a strategy. If you are a strategy, so the powers really help with the strategy, but there's a strategy in knowing when you should cower out versus not. But there's tons of luck in, do you get shot when you decide not to cower out? Does everyone point at you? All these things. So there's a lot of luck as well.
This is a bluffing game, and so there's so much strategy. Do you put in a bang because you want to make sure that if they don't cower out, they're going to at least get shot and then not partake in the loot? Because this loot is 40 grand. 80 grand. That's a lot of loot. That's 70 grand. That's a lot of loot. Sometimes that's an entire player's score. If you can get them out of getting that, splitting it up, you're going to get more of it for yourself. But maybe they're going to be gunning for you, and you have to decide, am I going to just play a click so that if I do cower out, I won't have wasted a bang? There's just so much strategy, so much thinking that goes on in this game. It's kind of like a fun party game. It goes up to 6 players, and it's just kind of goofy and random, but there's so much strategy for that type of game. Fun versus boring. This game is pretty fun. I particularly enjoy using the powers. There's the types that get to choose their card after everyone else has pointed their gun, or the types that get to point their gun after everyone else has pointed their gun. So that, if Molly points at me, I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'll point at you. There's the types that hold a grenade, the dead man switch, so that if it goes off, if you die, it goes off and it blows everybody up. There's all these characters. Tino. I'm dressed like Tino. It's a fun little thing. So I've enjoyed myself with this game pretty much every time I played. It's hilarious. 1, 2, 3, point. 1, 2, 3, point.
Yeah.
It's just fun. And to see this played at conventions is always hilarious too. You see people just
yeah, and then they're yelling, and you have guns pointed and they're yelling. Yeah, I remember when I first saw this, I was like, what is this game where you've got guns pointed at people? So I think this game is really fun. I like that it does have the strategy that it has for being a simple introductory party game. So that is fun. And for all the reasons Tom said, I really enjoy. It's really quick. You can't really take a long time because it's not that type of game. So if you have someone that's taking a long time, they're playing the wrong game. And so I think this is fun. We also always tell people to pick who they most resemble. So hence the reason I get Huggy here, and Tom gets Tino. So that's a fun thing. Just a little flavor text because you're all bank robbers. You just robbed a bank and now you're trying to divide the loot, and you do it with guns. Of course, it's the only thing that makes sense. So That's the game. Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers on YouTube, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now.
It could be you that wins, and you can tell we're discombobulated because we're holding a puppy and a baby, because we need to talk about our Board Game Geek rating.
Oops.
I would go ahead and give it an 8.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 as well.
Generally willing to play?
Yeah.
We'll always say yes.
So subscribe on YouTube. Okay, so Cash and Guns First Edition. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.